Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are doing well. Students, this is the last session of this week, and I hope you are doing the given work of all the subjects on time. Okay, now in the last session we have finished the exercise 1.3, and after that we started the new topics of this lesson, that is how to do the division of the integers. In that we have seen the 4 points that we have to remember. Again I just revise it, and then we will start to learn the what are the properties of division of integers. Okay, we have seen that when we are dividing two positive integers, okay, two positive integer, the quotient of two positive integer is always positive. Okay, when you are dividing the negative number by the positive integer, when we are dividing negative integer by positive integer, the quotient is always negative. Okay, when we are dividing the positive integer by negative integer, that time the quotient is always negative. Okay, when we are dividing negative integer by negative integer, the quotient is always positive. Okay, the quotient is always positive integers. These things we have learned in last session. Now today we are going to see the what are the properties, and those properties are valuable for division of integer, that we are going to see. Now students, in addition, subtraction and multiplication, we have seen the four major properties. Okay, now let's see them one by one. So first property we have seen, that is closure property. Okay, first closure property. In that what we have seen, okay, if I'll take the whole number, okay, when we are multiplying or adding the two whole number, the value of those two whole number is always whole number. But in closure property, when you are dividing two integers, okay, when you are dividing two integers in any form, okay, in any form, but the value of those integer is not same. So here we can say that if we are dividing a divided by b, okay, is not a integer, is not a integer. Why? Integer. Okay, why it is like that? Because always this equation will not get the, means this property is not satisfy the division of the integer. In division of the integer is not satisfy this property. How? If I take here minus 18, okay, minus 18, and if I divide it with the 6, okay, so here the quotient of this 2 will be the minus 3. Okay, 18, 6 3s are 18. Okay, so but if I'll take here minus 18, minus 8 divided by 3, minus 8 and divided by 3, it will be like this. Okay, because we can't divide the 3 directly, we can't divide the 8 directly by the 3, so it will come 8 by 3, 8 by 3. So we can say an 8 by 3 is not an integer. We have learned the fraction is the fraction is not a integer. It's not an integer, not a integer. I hope you are understanding. When the numbers are directly divisible, that time we'll get the integer. Okay, when the numbers are means not divisible directly, that time we get the integer, we get the value in this form, and this form is not an integer, and that's why we can say the integers are not closed under division. Under division. ओके, हियर मैं ये कह रही हूँ क्लोजर प्रॉपर्टी में हमने क्या पढ़ा था, अगर हम कोई भी नंबर लेते हैं, एडिशन करते हैं या मल्टीप्लिकेशन करते हैं, जो भी नंबर आता है वो हमेशा इंटीजर रहता है. बट हियर इफ वी आर टेकिंग डिफरेंट नंबर्स, एंड हियर इफ वी आर डिवाइडिंग, बट इन द here we get the -3, but if we are dividing with the another integers, so here we are not getting the answer in the integer form, we are getting in the fraction form, and fraction is not an integer, and that's why we can say integer are not closed under the division. So this property is not valuable for the division of integer. Now let's see the second property that we have learned, that is commutative property. Now second property is commutative property. Students, if you feel that while attending the session that you have to write down these things which I am writing on the blackboard in your notebook, you can pause the video and you can write it down in your notebook. You can jot down the points, important points that you feel that you should have with you. So you can write it down in your notebook and you can pause the video. So our second property is commutative property. What does it mean, commutative property? When we are adding, what we have learned, when we are adding and multiplying two integers, okay, the value remains same in any order. If we'll divide the any two integer in any order, we'll get the same value. Let's see. Okay, so here a divided by b is equal to, now we have to decide that is it equal to or not. So here b divided by a. Okay, for example, if I'll take here on the place of, if I'll take 6 on the place of b, if I'll take 3 over here, so 3 2s are 6. Okay, so we got the answer 2. So in the first order we have divide the integer over here. Now let's put this integer in this order. Okay, so here on the place of b, what we have taken, 3 divided by 6. Okay, which will get in this form. So here 3 divided by 6, 3 1s are 3 and 3 2s are 6, so 1 by 3. And 1 by 3, this is in a fraction form, and this is not an integer. Okay, it means that a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a, because we are not getting the same value in any two orders. It means this commutative property is not valuable for division of integers. I hope you are understanding what I am saying, that commutative property ये कहती है अगर कोई भी whole number अगर आप divide भी कर लो, ओके, किसी भी ऑर्डर में, तो उसकी वैल्यू सेम ही आनी चाहिए, पर यहाँ पे आ रही है क्या, नहीं. इट मीन्स दैट दिस प्रॉपर्टी विल नॉट वर्क फॉर द डिवीजन ऑफ द इंटीजर. सो दिस प्रॉपर्टी इज ऑल्सो नॉट फॉर द डिवीजन ऑफ इंटीजर. नाउ लेट्स सी द थर्ड प्रॉपर्टी. Okay, so third property is associative property. In this property, what we do, if we are adding or multiplying the integers, on here we are adding and multiplying more than 2 integers, more than 3 integers. Okay, if we'll add them, multiplying them in any order, so we'll get the same value. Means here if you are changing their sequence also, that doesn't matter, we'll get the same value. Here we are going to decide that this property is valuable for the division of integers or not. So here a divided by b, a divided by b in bracket divided by c, okay, is equal to, now we have to decide that is equal to or not. Okay, we will solve some example and then we decide here. And a divided by b divided by c, so here the orders are different. Now let's see, let's put the integer in this two form and let's see the values are coming equal or not. So if I take here 16, divide on the place of a, I have taken here 16, and on the place of b, if I take here okay, on the place of a, I have taken here 16 divided by 4, on the place of b is 4, and on the place of c is 2. Okay, so here what we have to do, first whatever the integers are in the bracket, solve them first. So 2 4s are 2, so we'll come here 2 and here 16 and then divide them. So 2 8s are 16, so we got the answer, that is 8. Okay, 8, we got the answer 8. So from the here left hand side equation we got the 8. Now let's put the these integer in this order, and let's say these integers are equal to this property, or extremely sorry, let's see that this equation is equal to this or not. Okay, so on the place of a, what we have taken, 16 divided by b is 4, okay, and c is 2. Okay, So here first the integer we will divide which are in the bracket. So here 4 4s are 16. So 4 divided by 2, and here we got the 2 2s are 4. So we got the quotient 8 and 2. Here both values are different. Both values are different. From the both the orders we put the integer and we got the different answer. So here we can say a divided by b in bracket b divided by c is not equal to in bracket a divided by b bracket complete divided by c. So this property is not valuable for division of integers, because here we are not getting the same value if we change their order. If we change their order, so we are getting the different answer. So this property will not work for the division of the integers. Okay, now let's see the fourth property, that is distributive property, where we have to do the addition and subtraction also. So the fourth property is distributive property. Okay, and here this property we will see for the addition first. Addition. Okay, and here our equation will be a divided by b plus c is equal to a divided by b plus a divided by c. Now we have to put the values into this equation, and then we have to decide that these equations are is equal to or not. If these equations are giving the same value, so we can say this property work for the division of the integer. So if on the place of, if I take here minus 12, okay, minus 12, and on the place of b if I take here 4 plus 2. Okay, whatever the numbers are there in the bracket, first solve them and then divide. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Again here one negative number, now a negative integer is there, positive integer is there, means the quotient will be negative. So 6 2s are 12. So here we got the answer, that is minus 2. Okay, let's put the same integer in this order and let's see the answer is coming correctly or not. Okay, so on the place of a, what we have taken minus 12. Okay, divide it with the b is 4. Okay, plus a again minus 12 divided with the 2. Okay, now here one positive one negative integer is there, means quotient will be negative. So here 4 3s are 12. So minus 3 plus here 12 6 are 2 6 are 12. So here will come minus 6. Okay, because one negative and one positive integer is there. Now we are adding the two negative integers. So what we have to do, we have to change the sign of the negative integer, second integer. Okay, so plus minus become minus. So here minus minus, what we have to do, we have to do the addition. So 3 plus 6 is equal to 9, and we have to give the sign of the bigger number. Okay, so we got the here minus 9. Okay, and here we can say that both the values are not equal, so we can say this equation is not equal to this one. So this property is also not valuable for the division of the integer. So this division, this property will not work for the division of the integer. So here we have seen the distributive property of the addition. Now let's see the same property for the subtraction. It will be valuable for the division of integer or not, that we have to see. Okay, so here we have to see this property is usable for the division of integer or not. Okay, so the equation of this property for the subtraction is a divided by in bracket b minus c is equal to, that we have to see, but till then we just keep it equal to. Okay, so here a divided by b minus a divided by c. Okay, in this equation let's put the integers, the value of integers here. So on the place of a I'll take here 12 divided by in bracket 6 minus 2. Okay, now I'm going to solve this the left hand side equation first, and then we will move to the next one. So 12 divided by in bracket whatever the numbers are there, just do their solve them first. So here positive and negative integer is there, it means we have to do the subtraction. So 2 minus 6 is 4, and we have to keep as it is because 6 is positive number which is greater than the, means the whole number is greater than the minus 2. Okay, and the values also. So here 4 3s are 12. So we got the quotient, that is 3. Now let's put the same integer in this order and let's see we'll get the answer 3 or not. Okay, and then we will decide these equations are equal to each other or not. So on the place of 12 we have taken, on the place of A we have taken 12 divided by, here on the place of B 6 is there, minus 12. Okay, and here C is minus 2 divided by minus 2. Here 6 2s are 12. 12 minus, again here minus minus sign is there. Okay, so 12 2s are 12 2s are 12 2s are, sorry, 2 6 are 12. 2 6 are 12 here, and here our answer is, here this is not a minus 2, that is only 2 actually, because we have given the sign. Sorry, here 2 is there, so 2 6 are 12. So we got the answer, that is 2 minus 6, and we have to divide it. Here we will get 4 and 6, before the 6 minus sign is there, and 6 is the whole number which is greater than the 2. So here we got the minus 4 answer. So here from the both the equation we got the different answer. It means that this equation is not equal to this one. So this property, distributive property for addition and subtraction, both are not valuable for the division of integers. Here we have seen 4 different properties, and 4 different properties are not usable for the division of integer. That you have to remember, students. Okay, now let's see the how to do the division of the integers by 0. Now here, students, you have to remember the 2 more important things when you are dividing the integers. When you are dividing the integers by 0 and when you are dividing the integers by 1. The same rule is there for the 0 and the 1. When 0 is divided by any integer, the result is always 0. Result is in multiplication also, in division also. When you are dividing 0 with the any integers, the result is always 0. Result is always 0. You can pause the video, you can write down these points in your notebook. As per your convenience, you can write the point, you can pause the video. Okay, now students, the division by the 1. When integer divided by 1, the result is always integer itself. Means whatever the integer you are taking and that integer is dividing by 1, the same integer will get. Here examples are there. 27 divided by 1 is equal to 27. Okay, so it gives the number itself. Okay, it gives the same integer. Whatever the integer you are taking, and if you are dividing with the 1, will get the same integer. The quotient is the same integer. So here we have learned the 2 things. Dividing by 0, any number, any integer dividing by 0 is always 0. The result is 0. When you are dividing any integer by the 1, the result is always the integer itself, the same integer. Whatever the integer you are taking, the same integer, the quotient will be that same integer. Okay, so here we have finished. We have seen the what things you have to remember when you are dividing the integer, the properties we have seen, and we have seen how to divide the integers by 0 and 1. Now let's solve. On the basis of all these things, we are going to solve the exercise 1.4. Now we are going to start to solve the exercise 1.4, and question number 1 is evaluate each of the following. So here some integers are there where we have to do the means we have to divide them. Okay, and when you are dividing these integers, you have to remember what we have learned about the division of the integers. So here if you will say the a minus 30 divided by the 10. Okay, so here 2 integers are there, but both the integers are with the different sign. Means here one integer is positive, one integer is negative. When one integer, negative integer, is dividing by the positive integer, the quotient is always negative. So whatever the quotient will come, that will be negative integer. So here will come, if I'll divide here, minus and divided by 10. Okay, so 10 and 30. So 10 3s are 30. So divide them as a whole number. Okay, so we got the 3, and here one negative and one positive integer is there. So that's why our answer is minus 3. Okay, this is very simple. Once you understood the what things you have to remember when you have to divide it, that time it will be easy for you, because here I think 9 examples are there, and out of 9 I am not going to solve every means each and every question. I will keep last 2 or 3 questions for you where you have to solve it yourself. Okay, so here 50, second example, 50 divided by minus 5 is there. Okay, again here one positive and one negative integer is there. The same with the quotient of these two number is also negative. Now 50 divided by 5. Okay, so 5 ones are 5. Okay, 0, and 5 tens are 50. We can write 5 tens are. So here we got the answer 10. So here our answer is 50 divided by minus 5 is equal to minus 10. Okay, now let's do the division of minus 36 and minus 9. Both are negative integers. Okay, so here what we have to remember? We have to remember when we are dividing two negative integer, whatever will be the quotient will come, that will be positive integer. Positive integer. So students, when you are dividing two negative integer, divide them as a first whole number. So here 36 divided by 9. So 9 fours are 36. 0 0, and we got the answer, that is 4. So 4 is the quotient, and which is a positive integer. Let's solve the D1. So here D example is there where two integers are there. The numbers are same, but both are with the different sign. Here minus 49 is there and plus 49 is there. Negative and positive is there. Means the product of both the integer will be the negative integer. So 49 ones are 49. Okay, so they can divide by itself. Means they can divide it with the same number. So 49 ones are 49. So here we got the 1, and that is minus 1, because here one integer, negative integer, is divided by the positive integer. So we got the answer, that is minus 1. Now the E1, here 13 divided by whatever the numbers are there in the bracket, just solve them first and then write it, then go to the next step. So here in bracket minus 2 plus 1 is there. It means what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction, because here minus sign and negative sign is there. So here minus 2 plus 1, 13 divided by minus and plus means subtraction. So 1 minus 2 is equal to 1, and here 2 is bigger number, so we'll give the sign of that number. Okay, so here 13 ones are 30, because we have learned that if you are dividing any integer with the 1, will get that same integer. Okay, same integer. So 13 ones are 13, and here negative, one integer is negative, so here we have to give the sign of the negative. Okay, so here we got the minus 13. I hope you are understanding what kind of rules we are following, how we are changing their signs. Okay, now from the question number 1, I am going to solve two more questions, and the last 2 questions that you have to solve it yourself. So here we have learned any integer, if you are dividing by 0, the quotient is always 0. The quotient is always 0 divided by 12 is equal to 0. Okay, so any integer, if you are dividing by 0, the result is always 0. Now let's see the G1, where 3 integers are there and where we have to do the division. Okay, so minus 31, whatever the integers are there in the bracket, just solve them first. So here 2 negative integers are there and we have to do the addition. So what we have to do is we have to change the sign of the second integer. Okay, so here minus 30 I will write as it is. Okay, minus 30. So here my plus and minus become minus. Okay, plus and minus become minus 1. Okay, so here now let's solve minus 31 divided by minus become plus. So 31 plus 1 is equal to 31, and 30 is the biggest number, so we have to give the sign of that number. Again here we got on the left hand side and right hand side we are having the 31 minus 31, both are negative integer, and when we are dividing two negative integer, the quotient is always positive. So 31 ones are 31 is equal to 1, because that number can divide itself only. क्योंकि वही एक नंबर है जो खुद को डिवाइड कर सकता है, और वो डिवाइड करने के बाद हमारा आंसर आता है +1. कैसे +1? बिकॉज बोथ आर नेगेटिव इंटीजर, एंड वी हैव लर्न व्हेन वी आर डिवाइडिंग टू नेगेटिव इंटीजर द क्वोशंट इज ऑलवेज positive. So here we have solved the question G, and the H and I1 you have to solve it yourself. We have learned how to do the division of the integers. You have to remember and those questions are very simple, very simple. You just try it yourself. If you are not able to do that, when you will get the PDF of this exercise, that time you can see how they have solved it, and according to that you can change the number of integer and you can solve the same process you have to follow, but the number will be different. Okay, now let's solve the question number 2. In question number 2 also two questions are there. I'm going to solve first one, and the second one is similar like the first one, so you have to see, observe it how I'm solving the first one. According to that you have to solve the second one. So here question number 2 is, verify that A divided by in bracket B plus C is not equal to, this sign is for is not equal to A divided by B plus A divided by C. So this is the distributive property, where we have seen that distributive property is not valuable for the division of the integers. That we have to prove. How we can verify that this is not valuable for the division, where they have given the values, means integers for the A, B and C. We have to put them into this equation, and from the values we can verify that this equation is not equal to that equation. Okay, so here our A is 12. Okay, so on my left hand side, if I'll take this equation, A divided by B plus C. Okay, so this is the equation LHS. LHS means which I am having my left hand side. Okay, and right hand side, A divided by B plus A divided by C. Okay, so first put the value in this equation first. So on the place of 12, on the place of A, what we have to take? 12. Okay, divided by, and the value of B is -4 plus the value of C is 2. Okay, so 12 divided by, here both the integers are with the different signs. So what we have to do here? Minus and plus means what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. So 2 minus 4 is equal to 2, and 4 is the greater number, so we have to put the sign of that number. Okay, so 12 divided by -2. Okay, here one positive one negative integer is there, means whatever the quotient will come, that will be negative integer. So 2 6 are 12. So here if I divide here 2 12, 2 6 are 12. So we got the answer here -6. So from the LHS we got the value, that is -6. Now let's see what the value will come of this equation, so we can decide that this equation is not equal to this one. So here put the value of A in this equation. So A is here 12 divided by 12 divided B is -4 plus A 12 divided by 2. Okay, so here again positive and negative integer is there, means whatever the quotient will come, that will be negative. So here 4 3s are 12. Okay, here I'll do 4 3s are 12. Okay, so 4 3s are 12. We got the answer here -3, because we have learned one positive and one negative integer is there. When we are dividing, the quotient is always negative. Okay, plus 12 2 6 are 12. So here will come 6. Okay, so here one negative and one positive integer is there. So what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. So 3 minus 6 is equal to 3, and here 6 is bigger number, which is positive. So here there is no need to write here positive sign. Okay, so you can keep it as it is. Okay, so from both the equation we got the different answer. So hence we verified that LHS is not equal to RHS. LHS and RHS, what is that? This equation is not equal to this equation. We have verified. Okay, because both equations are having different value. So here I have solved the question number A from question number 2. You can solve the question number B in this form. Okay, you just pause the video, write it down in your notebook, just see what step I have followed, and the same way you have to put those value into this and you will get the answer and you will solve this equation. It is very easy. So I will solve the question number 3 now. Now question number 3 is there where we have to fill in the blanks. Whatever we have learned about the division of the integer, on the basis of that we have to remember all those things and then we have to fill the empty places with the correct answer. So here A is 369 divided by place is empty and we are having quotient that 369. So here they are saying which number or which integer if we'll divide with this number, so we'll get the 369. Okay, so that number is the only that we have learned that if we are dividing any integer with the 1, that same integer will get. Okay, so here मेरा ये कहना है कि अगर हम कोई भी इंटीजर 1 के साथ डिवाइड करते हैं तो हमें वही नंबर मिलता है. सो इफ वी आर डिवाइडिंग दिस नंबर विद द 1, सो वील गेट द ओनली दिस वन. 369 ones are 369 only. So on the one empty place we got the answer that is that is 1 only. So the B1 is minus 75 divided by dash is equal to 1. Okay, so which number we will divide with the minus 7, so we'll get the minus 1. So again you have to remember the thing that when we are getting the minus quotient, okay, negative quotient, so either and one negative integer is there, it means the second integer whatever we are taking, that is the positive integer. Okay, that is positive integer, because one positive and one negative integer, the quotient is negative. Okay, so which number if we divide with the 75, so we'll get 1. That is the only number that we have learned that when we are dividing the number itself. ओके अगर वो नंबर खुद ही के साथ डिवाइड होता है तब जाके हमको 1 मिलता है. सो दैट इज 75 ओनली. इफ वी डिवाइड द 75 here, 75 ones are 75, and here we got the 1, and here one negative and one positive integer is there, and that's why we have to give the sign of the minus, and we got the minus 1. Okay, now the C1 is here minus 206. Okay, divided by dash means empty place is there is equal to 1. Which number if we'll divide with this number, so we'll get the 1, that we have to find it out. As similar things we have to do here. अगर मैं 200 को 206 if I divide that number itself, so I will get 1, but here negative is there and here 1 is which is positive, means the second integer will be there that will be negative only. So 206 अगर मैं 200 को खुद ही के साथ डिवाइड करती हूँ तब जाके मुझे 1 मिलेगा. ओके, और यहाँ पे 2 नेगेटिव इंटीजर्स आर देयर एंड दैट्स व्हाई द क्वोशंट इज पॉजिटिव. Okay, so here D1 is here, so minus 87 divided by the similar like the first one, but here negative integer is there. Okay, so here the answer is 87. तो मैं किसके साथ minus 87 को डिवाइड करूंगी तब जाके मुझे positive 87 मिलेगा. So that is only the whatever the number will come, whatever the integer will come, that will be negative, because negative become positive. Okay, so here 87 divided, so 87, so here will come minus 1, क्योंकि अगर मैं 1 के साथ ही उसको डिवाइड करती हूँ तभी जाके मुझे वो नंबर खुद वो नंबर मिलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा. So only 1 is there. If we are dividing with the 1, we'll get the 87. So one more example is there, same numbers are there but the places are different. So here what we have to do is E1 is blank space divided by 1 is equal to minus 87. Minus 87 here again the quotient is minus 87. It means what? It means whatever the number if you are dividing with the 1, that should be negative integer. That should be negative integer because 1 is already positive. So first one is a negative integer. So if I divide the 87 itself, so I will get the minus 87. Okay, so here again F1 is there, where we want we are having the answer that is -1. Our quotient is -1 and the second integer is 48. So which integer I will divide with the 48, so I will get -1, and here second integer is positive integer but our quotient is negative integer, means whatever the integer will come over here, that is negative integer. So 48 number is dividing itself, then we will get the 1, that is 48. Okay, so again here the G1 20 divided by blank space is equal to -2. Which number I will divide with the integer, so I will get -2, that is okay 10. Okay, 10 2s are 20. Okay, and here 20 is positive integer and our quotient is negative integer. It means whatever the integer will come, that is negative integer. So our second integer is 10. So 10 2s are 20. So our answer is -2, and on the blank space our answer is -10. Okay, so here again the last one. Here on the last on the last example, first place is empty, where we have to put the correct integer and our answer is -3. Okay, which number I will divide with the 4, so I will get -3, and here 4 is positive integer, so the whatever the integer will be there on the first place, that is negative integer. So 12 is the only number. If I will divide with the 4, so I will get 3. So because 4 3s are 12, so here will come -12. So here we have solved the question number 3 on the basis what we have learned about the division of the integers. Now let's solve the question number 4. Students, you can pause the video, you can write everything in your notebook, and instead of this number you can change the integer numbers, means numbers you can change, and you can solve it yourself also. Now question number 4. Here write 5 pairs of integer a and b such that a divided by b is equal to -3. Okay, so one example. So what they are saying, we have to find out the 5 pairs of integer where their quotient should be -3. Means whatever integer we will take, their quotient should become -3 only, and they have solved one example. So 6 and -2 is the one such pair where there is quotient. If we are dividing them, so we are getting here -3, because 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6 over here. So here this is the one pair. In this way we have to find out 5 such pairs where their quotient is -3. So we have to think which two integers we have to take. If we divide them, so we'll get the -3. So here you have to remember their signs. Okay, and how you are dividing, that is also you have to remember. If I take here first pair, okay, so here 2 integers I have to find out. Okay, so here their quotient is -3. Okay, if I take here 9. Okay, 9. So 9 is the number. If I divide with the 3. Okay, 3, but here both integers are positive but our quotient is negative, means one of these two integer or one integer should be negative. So I'll put the sign over here. So here this is the one pair. Okay, so here 3 3s are 9. Okay, so we got the answer. This is the one pair where, so this is the one pair like A and B, 9 and -3, because if we are dividing them, so we are getting the -3. So in this way you can find out, you can make number of pairs where their division is -3. Okay, so here if I'll take here again -3, we have to find out the pairs. Okay, if I'll take 12 and -4. Okay, remember student, because out of the two integer, one integer should be negative, because our quotient, the final value is our negative. So that's why one of the two integers, one should be negative. So 4. Okay, 4 here. So 4 3s are 12. Okay, so our next pair is 12 and minus 4. Okay, in this way we have to make 3 more pairs. So here I'll take 15 and minus 5, because 5 3s are 15 and 5 is the negative integer over here. So easily we can get the minus 3. So 5 3s are 15 and minus 3. Fourth one I'll take here 18 divided by minus 6. Okay, so here we got the pair 15 and minus 5, and here 6 3s are 18. So here 3, and here one integer is negative, so we have to give the sign of that. So here the another pair of the integer whose division, whose quotient is minus 3, that is 18 and minus 6. The last pair we can take here, if I take 27 and divided by the 9, so 9 3s are 27. So here put the sign of the negative put the negative sign, because one integer is negative. When we are dividing one integer negative and positive, so our quotient is always negative. So here we have made 5 such pairs whose quotient is minus 3.